Craig, a few weeks now that since you've obviously become the club's new head coach, how have you found the first few weeks in your new role here?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been interesting, been enjoyable. Just getting used to all the surroundings and the way that things work at a new club, which is it's different to every club that you go at, you know. So the not having the ground that's yours and the gym that's yours, it's difficult with the transitions and getting everything how we want it. So it's been a little bit of a work in progress, and it's still a work in progress, to be fair, to get everything how we want it. But we're getting there slowly but surely, and yeah, I've said before that the players have done everything that we've asked them to do so far. So it's the buying from the players has been first class, you know. So I can't really complain about that.
Obviously, a new environment for yourself, but obviously you've come in new surroundings. What's it been like getting to know the lads in and around the squad this so far? Yeah,
they've been great, mate. It's a real tight-knit group, you know. So that's the first thing that I noticed about the group, is that they all enjoy spending time around each other. They enjoy being with each other. I guess the location of Sheffield helps that, you know. We were a little bit away from that M62 corridor that people talk about with rugby league, you know. So I think they've generated their own connectivity, their own closeness, and that was pretty evident in the first couple of sessions that I were here, which is good, and hopefully we can build on that connectivity that the players have got and make it stronger as the season goes on.
A couple of challenges you faced so far, obviously, in these first few weeks. Obviously the weather hasn't been the best over the last couple of days, but obviously you've just lost Bailey, Lou. How are you kind of adapting to these kind of situations ahead of what's going to be a big year?
Yeah, we can't control the weather, can we? You know, every other team will be exactly the same as what we are, unless they've got an indoor facility where they can train. You know, there's not many part-time teams that have got that. Some full-time teams haven't even got that as well. So I would imagine pretty much every team in rugby league are contending with that as well. It's not ideal because, you know, we were late starting for pre-season. Our last session on the field was the 23rd of. Our last session as a group was the 23rd of December, before that Christmas break, and then coming back in the new year, we've not get on the field as yet. We've done some gym sessions and some meetings and tried to utilise that time in a positive way and have some chats with people and chats with groups and try and put some sort of plans and some standards in place, really, that we want to aim for throughout the season. So it's about utilising the time that we've got as best as we can and not dwelling too much on what we can't control. Hopefully we can get on the field as soon as we possibly can, but the weather will dictate that. In terms of Bailey, again, not ideal, but you know, one of the first things that I said to the players on my first meeting here was that I understand that players had signed under a different coach, under a different regime, that sort of stuff, and if people didn't want to be at the club for whatever reason, then I'd shake their hands and they could walk away. Had a chat with Bailey. Bailey had been having to think about it for a while, that he wanted a new challenge and no fallout between myself and Bailey or anybody involved with the club, but he wanted to test himself at another environment, and as far as I'm concerned, I only want people at Sheffield who want to play for Sheffield. We've had a few challenges so far this season. We're starting late, and with the weather that we've got now, we've got to have people at Sheffield who are 100% bought in. You know, you've got to push your chips all the way in the middle of the table for Sheffield. If people can't do that, there's no point me making people stay, because I won't be able to get the best out of them. They won't be able to get the best out of themselves. And if a player comes to me, I couldn't care less who it is. If they don't want to be at the club, then as far as I'm concerned, then we'll do what we can to move that player on. And that's down to the board how they do that. Once that player's decided that he wants to leave, and once I've decided that player's happy to leave, you know. So we wish Bailey all the best, and we'll concentrate on the players that we've got at Sheffield.
And the other challenge, obviously, that's come to light recently, the postponement of Kyoto's testimony against Castleford. Another week now where also we've got no game, and then we're straight into that South Yorkshire derby friendly against Doncaster. How are you feeling about the postponement and losing that game? Yeah,
again, it's disappointing, because it's something else that would have allowed us to have a look at the little stuff that we've done so far in pre-season, and it's one of the things that I mentioned to the players yesterday in the meeting that we had, that, you know, in the first few weeks of the season, potentially the first 5-6 weeks of the season, we're not going to be where we need to be. and sometimes the best way of learning is by getting things wrong. You know, and then pre-season games for me is not about getting things right; it's about getting things wrong and learning from the mistakes. It's good to see in pictures, on videos, on the replays how things have worked and how things, more importantly for me, how things haven't worked, and then we can fix what's gone wrong and identify how things have gone wrong, so players understand what they need to do and what and the reason why things haven't worked the way that they need to do. You know, and that's what the pre-season games are all about. Pre-season games aren't about winning and scoring loads of points. It's about fixing up what you need to fix up. And you know, I guess what we're going to have to do now is obviously use the Doncaster game, use the Cup game, and start using the league games at the start of the season as fix-ups. You know, again, a message to players yesterday, well, that you know the rugby league is a really simple game when you go down to brass tacks, and it's you run hard and you tackle hard. And if we lose our way in terms of the new systems and the new calls and structures and everything else, what you want to call it, then let's just get back to basics and carry hard and try and play fast and just defend as well as we possibly can. And then, as I said, we'll learn from our mistakes as we progress through the season. So we're not under any illusions that we're going to be the finished article in the first month of the season. You know, we want to get stronger as the season progresses and peak at the right time of the season. And there's going to be some tough lessons, I guess, for us early on in that season. But I'm hoping with the connectivity and the closeness that the players have got that we've already previously mentioned, that can get us through some of these early games of the season, and we can learn whilst winning rather than learn whilst losing.